Previously on the Lineage of Moonreach, we had a conversation with Maria, and Gorbel and I thought that we should get things moving along, and things felt a little fishy when it seemed like maybe we were spending a little bit too much time. This kind of got Tomas upset, understandably. So we ventured up the stairs and came to a crossroads where one of the paths was blocked by a cave-in, and we had two other paths to our left and right. We tried to finagle our way through the cave-in, and Hirstag turned some of the rocks into mud, but that just gave way to more cave-in, unfortunately, and we got stuck on one side of the intersection. So we explored that, found some steps, climbed those, and came across what seemed like interesting or magical dwarves.
The D20 Syndicate presents The Lineage of Moonreach.
Welcome back to the D20 Syndicate podcast.
Oh, hello there.
Hi. A weekly Dungeons & Dragons 5e actual play podcast. I am your host and DM, Seth. And around the table, we have our players.
I'm Tomas, I play Tomas.
I'm Elijah, and I play Hirstag.
I'm Billy, and I play Willem.
I'm Lindsey, and I play Pinwin.
And I'm Michaela, and I play Gorbel.
That's right. Each week, we record this and dole it out to you guys for your listening pleasure. I'm sorry, just you look so happy every time you say, and I'm Michaela, and I play Gorbel.
It's my favorite part of the show.
It's all downhill now.
I'm just waiting for the next time we do intros.
Just knock them all out real quick. We play D&D, so here we are.
That's what we're known for.
That's, among other things.
Really? What else are you known for?
Freestyle roller disco competition.
Whoa. Never seen that before.
I'm real big in Estonia, so.
I'm big in Japan.
Man, I'd much rather be big in Japan.
Like, mass-wise compared to the other Japanese people?
Yeah.
Nice.
Also, Tom Waits song reference.
This is... leave a comment if you also understand Tom Waits.
Mm-hmm.
Or if you're in Estonia
when
or
we were at
Japan.
Gen Con, all of us, except for Billy, met Tom Waits, obviously. We took a picture, and we will post it on the Instagram.
It's such a good picture,
It's very convincing.
I woke up and I saw all the messages, and I was like, oh, Tomas, you're so mean.
It wasn't just me.
I contributed.
You guys are
It was
mean.
my idea.
I was like, you just broke his heart.
Yeah, you guys are
I think the real clincher was that we both said it at like roughly the same time, as though it was.
We both were like the
a
only
natural
ones
thing.
awake too. So like any of us who like knew it didn't happen.
So Billy didn't go to Gen Con, and Seth and I thought it'd be funny if we convinced him that Tom Waits, somebody that Billy looks up to, was at Gen Con and we met him. So we both said it at the same time in the group chat.
And then Tomas photoshopped a picture
Very
of us,
poorly photoshopped.
of us hanging out with his character from I Think the Dead Don't Die.
Yeah, at that point the jig was up, but that was long after the fact that you guys were like, oh yeah, he was there, and he must be, I think he's doing voice work for a game or something that's coming up, and I was just like, what?
Good times had by all. Except
Prank
for
your
Billy.
friends.
Yeah.
They always like it.
Oh,
Prank your friends and eat the rich. That's what I always say.
And also eat wherever we ate Clados.
I always say,
Eat
Man,
vegetables.
those good.
I always say, never pass up an opportunity to use the restroom.
Here.
Privilege, even.
So for tonight's Around the Campfire question will be, what does your character believe the meaning of life is? Tomar.
Well, Workrag promotes duty, courage, craftsmanship. It's the responsibility of dwarves to choose something and diligently. Mika's over there drunk right now.
That's someone that can help with that duty.
Have you heard of our Lord and Savior Bidet?
Today's wrong answer of the game.
Working diligently, working hard, and loving what you do is central to life.
And love the one you're with.
Not necessarily, but yeah, honor, all that shit.
It's an honorable endeavor to achieve.
No one asked you.
Sorry, I thought this was an open forum.
Move along.
Closed rhetoric.
Good day, sir.
I said good day.
Hirstag, meaning of life.
The meaning of life. Well, Druids kind of believe that, believe in the whole kind of keeping the balance sort of thing. I would say maybe not to lead a selfish life. Take care of I guess at the core of it, just kind of leave the world, as good as you entered it, if not better. Try to do your best to not make a mess of it.
Always recycle.
Yeah.
Reduce, reuse. All right. Pinwin. Meaning of life.
Well, this is a heavy question, but I think meaning of life is to love with the time that you've got and to leave a legacy for, for yourself. Make sure that you leave good stories and, live it fully. Something like that.
Gorbel.
For a long time, I felt like doing what felt good was kind of the meaning of my life. So nowadays, I feel like my life is more about trying to help take care of my companions and work towards a common goal and, defeat evil and save the world. And that seems like a pretty important meaning of life.
Very good.
She doesn't know.
I just said.
She doesn't know.
Get the fuck out of here.
You ruined mine.
I didn't say anything.
Absolutely did.
I turned away and had a laugh face on.
Willem. Meaning of life.
I don't think that there is a meaning to life and that you should just find your own happiness.
Also, fuck the gods.
Yeah, fuck them hard.
I was going to be like,
Except Lewin. All right.
Do you want my knife? Sorry.
So you guys are standing in a massive chamber filled with abodes that seem to be built in clusters along the wall and ceiling. And there's a massive statue at the end depicting Hirstag, the original king of the dwarves. And around its base, almost as if in worship, are all of these cracked, almost illuminated individuals. In the cracks, looks like magical energy kind of shining out. Their eyes glow like this crystalline blue color. And as you entered, or opened the door rather, they all snapped to look at you.
Can we see anything else? Like, is the forge in this room?
There is no forge in this room. And from the descriptions of it, you don't think this room would even be large enough to house the forge.
You just try and do like a fucking carnival, coin push them all into the forge. Like,
Yeah, like when you open the bathroom and somebody's taking a poop, you're like, sorry.
No,
sorry.
that's what I was thinking. Like, we just politely back out and close
yeah,
the
no,
door.
I had the idea of like the coin like push when you drop a coin in and the little like whatever wall, and you just we just push them all into the forge. And there you go. Feed it.
Nothing has been said. It's a very pregnant pause.
Thank God we found you guys.
Could we have, I think in my head, could we have discussed our game plan before just fucking making shit up?
They're looking right at us. What do you want to do?
All of them look at you, Gorbel.
Well, you've committed. Let's see where this goes.
She's good at this.
What the fuck were you going to do, Tomas?
Too late. Do your thing.
They are looking expectantly.
I rip open my
Hirstag.
shirt and cast Mantle of Majesty.
Okay.
Just right
Hirstag, can you turn into a dwarf again?
We have this performer for some reason, but we also have Hirstag.
and you hear like them looking around. Your translator translates to you, so you were just speaking in common to them.
And I pull our Hirstag in front of me.
They do
to
notice.
show him.
They seem to notice the word Hirstag, though.
Do I notice a resemblance between Hirstag and the statue?
Give me a perception check.
Ah,
Right now, I'm
I
a
can't just look.
giant spider with a beard.
Change back.
As she pulls me in front, I will switch back.
God, I have the worst perception.
That might be more convincing if he has the power to shapeshift. They might be like, this dude's fucking magic.
12.
12.
Yeah,
I mean, as far as you can tell, that the statue's far away. There's not. I mean, it's he's got a lot of beard going. There could be some similarities to the two. They're definitely dwarves, but it's hard to tell.
Boo that.
Hey guys, do you see any similarities?
You can't
between...
see the giant diamond statue enough. Boo.
I think to everybody else except for Willem because he can't hear this.
Can I make a perception check on the
Do
statue
you
to see
guys
if it
notice
matches?
a similarity?
Wait, so can we all make perception checks?
Chips?
Cheps?
I love Chep's mix.
Chips mix.
28.
28. There are it seems like maybe if you
Squint.
if you squint a little bit, or if you maybe if he was cleaned up a little bit, maybe they would look similar. They could even, maybe he could be related to him somehow.
So Pinwin did Mantle of Majesty. What does
Yep.
that do?
It creates a beautiful presence. So this shining god of a halfling kind of steps forward, and this is a lot for them to take in. They all seem very confused. Their glowing eyes are very big and round right now because they're trying to figure out what is exactly happening.
You don't need to fear.
We are friends.
They look at you back and forth.
Is this exclusive to Gorbel, or
There's a radius.
Yeah. So anyone within a 30-foot radius of Gorbel will be able to understand.
But if they're not in the radius, then...
But the translation out will work. So you guys can tell, those
Why
of
can't
you...
they understand me?
too far.
Because they're not within that 30-foot radius.
None of them?
No. They're all the way on the other side of this.
Yeah, we're in a huge-ass room we just got in.
So since we
So it
rolled
just
pretty
sounds
well,
like common.
so Gorbel and I approached them acting as emissaries.
You're
do
going to
you
get
both
closer?
approach?
Is that what you want to
Can
do
we
right
plan
now?
this? I
With
look
200
super
dwarves
beautiful.
on the other side of that room?
It's what Willem would do.
I want to be...
They already
true.
saw us.
So do you get closer? You would know how it works, but at this point.
Willem is at least, for some reason, walking towards them.
Yes, but I take Hirstag with me.
And I will
just
go
like
to...
push against his will.
Just stay back here.
I pick up Hirstag.
That would be an opposing strength roll.
We don't necessarily need him.
So with our rolls, did we roll
That was
high
for
enough
insight
to know
to
that they
underst-
didn't get it?
Yeah, they didn't understand.
Okay.
All I'm saying is you are probably stacked with persuasion, right?
Fuck yeah.
I'm stacked with deception.
Me too.
Let's yin and yang this shit.
I have persuasion too. And I'm beautiful right now.
Yeah.
So you three...
Specifically
Well,
right
not
now.
Are
stacked.
you
but I'm
three going to
pretty
step
good.
forward then?
Yeah. I'm
Okay.
going.
In
I'll
my
just
head, I'm going to
literally-
think we should hang back, at least us, because they probably don't like us, given the mural outside.
We should have at least a couple of us survive this. If
they
tell
might
the story.
particularly...
He said as he jumped off a cliff.
They might hate regular dwarves specifically, so...
Ooh.
Surface dwellers.
So you guys approach.
I'll repeat what I just said. We're friends.
As you get within a 30-foot radius.
As I get within 30 feet, I say, "Excuse me.
One of them kind of steps forward from the rest of them.
I apologize. My translator wasn't working."
Is the translator working now?
Yes, I can understand you perfectly. Do you understand me?
I understand you.
Fantastic. So, I see you've been worshipping Hirstag.
We are not worshipping Hirstag.
Oh, no?
We revere him, we do not worship him. He is a dwarf, much like us. He is the first dwarf. Do you know nothing of the dwarves? Why are you here?
Interesting you should ask. We actually bring the descendant of Hirstag back to his rightful home. And I motion to Tomar and Hirstag.
Hirstag shaking his head.
We think.
No.
Roll persuasion, roll deception, roll, I don't know.
Disadvantage
Fucking,
because
yeah, you guys will have disadvantage at it
Pinwin.
because of Pinwin, but go ahead and roll persuasion.
Wait, we have disadvantage?
Yes, because of that statement.
Jesus Christ. Fuck.
Well, he's shaking his head.
I think to Pinwin, what are you doing?
He was shaking his head, so I was like, this is going to backfire anyway, so... No, shouldn't come in super
Why are you
confident.
believing him? He's not part of this plan.
I mean,
I
he's
think
the
to them,
Hirstag.
I'm not a good actor. That's all I meant.
We're doing the talking, bud.
Literally rolled a 2 and a 3.
21.
26.
19.
So he kind of looks back and forth at you guys. You can see like he's got some scars, and everywhere there is a scar that's not a crack, you can also see that light is kind of shining out of there. It's not like beaming. It's just like
It's like a glowworm.
Yeah, in a sense. And he kind of regards both of you, and then you, Pinwin, and looks back at them. Why do they not approach?
It's been a long journey.
They're
We're all
very,
just
very
a little
tired.
tired.
I smile at Willem.
It's a long journey through. Why are you here?
So, we ran into your old friend, I think to Tomar, and I think give me a dwarf name.
What kind?
I don't give a shit. Give me a dwarf name.
Stormhide.
Your old friend Stormhide, I think his name is. You remember him? You know, he's like yay high. He has this fantastic little glow patch
Don't be
right on
specific.
his skin, and
Beard.
Both of you give me deception.
oh, natural 20, you son of a fuck!
She screams into his face. So that would be what? After
37.
okay,
28.
Whether or not they like Stormhide, though, I don't know.
Why are
Don't
you
give
so
him
against
ideas.
this?
I'm just saying he was an outcast. I think they
Dwarves
might
are
be more likely
complicated.
to agree with Stormhide, but they also might hate him. So,
Stormhide. Which Stormhide did you meet? There are many Stormhides. Did you catch his first name?
Devin.
That's what he said he preferred to go by. So
But it wasn't
he said
his-
it was a nickname.
But it wasn't his given name. He didn't want to share with us, but he calls himself Devin Stormhide now.
he had been wandering around the outside for quite a while. I think he had kind of gotten accustomed to it.
Stormhide going outside. This doesn't
It
make
was
sense.
definitely an accident. So, our goal was to help him find his way back.
Where is Devin? This Devin Stormhide.
So he unfortunately got a little hung up outside. It's very tough to navigate this place.
Give me deception.
You see, we were traveling, and there was a cave-in.
Natural 20.
There was this cave-in, and we unfortunately got split up.
Which is why we're so glad to find you guys, so you can go and help him out.
We
I mean-
heard the rumbling. Is that what you did?
Yes. I mean, we didn't do it. It just happened. It was so weird.
Is this true?
Yeah, and we were coming up. I believe we passed through the Hall of Lost Souls, as it's so quaintly named. And yeah, there was a cave-in at the intersection before we got here.
Who caused this cave-in?
We're assuming whatever was above us. Do you guys know if there's anybody else here with us?
There are people, but they would not make the cave-in happen.
I don't know.
Anything other than people?
Somebody doesn't seem to want Devin to find his way home.
Have you seen anybody else come through here other than us?
We have smelled that there is a dwarf that came in through here 11 days ago.
Could have been that one.
Smelled?
I'm going to think.
Can you
So
still
this,
smell him? How
you
rank
guys
is
are doing really, really
Romar?
good with this story, but what if they just find our way out? But what if they could help us actually get to the forge?
That's what we're gonna get to.
We're gonna get to
wears
it.
bod spray.
Okay.
Just smells like a
What if
fucking
they-
teenager.
So
need to see Devon, and there is no Devon.
He's on the other side of the cave in. We've got time.
What? Yeah.
So, I mean, you know we're not from here, obviously.
Obviously.
I know. But we're on this mission trying to help Devon out, trying to reunite him with his friends and family. And he said something about them working very close to the Soul Forge.
Give me a deception check.
Yeah, they're probably very keen to.
You're making this fishier and fishier.
Yeah, we want to steer clear of our intent with the Soul
What'd you
Forge.
I got 21.
What did he tell you about this stone forge? Why was he working near the soul forge?
He said He said his family did. I don't know. He didn't go into a lot of detail. It's just one of the things that I picked up from our conversation.
Should he have told us something about the Soul Forge?
He should not have told outsiders about the soul forge.
Like I said,
Like
I
at
think
all?
he's been on the outside for a while.
We will go check on this. And he turns and he nods to a few of the dwarves gathered with him, and they nod back, and there's a group of 6 of them, and they start walking kind of towards the door, but then they go near the wall and they just move right through it.
Oh, fuck. A dock.
Actually, can I come clean? Can we come clean?
Oh,
can we please?
Pinwin, Jesus fucking
uh,
Christ.
What are you talking about?
So I'm gonna just be honest here. I think we're just a little scared. There's some rumors that you all can be, I don't know, mean, but I, for one, think that you need to meet people before you judge them. So I don't know. We're just trying to, I don't know. We're here for a lot of different reasons, but mostly to try to help our friends who are here with us, who are dwarves.
Give me persuasion.
Do you have advantage with the Mantle Majesty?
If she chooses somebody to charm, basically.
Persuasion?
Yeah.
21. Again.
So your cloak gives you a +4 to persuasion, so 25.
Thanks for remembering that.
You should remember that in case I don't.
Yeah.
So 25.
I always forget about that cloak.
He regards all of you and kind of squints his eyes and bring those dwarves over here.
And motion for them to come here.
I move forward.
I guess.
You guys both move forward.
Yeah.
This is Tomar and this is Hirstag.
Hirstag, you are the descendant of this Hirstag, and he motions behind him at the statue.
We think.
Can't you see the resemblance?
He squints.
He doesn't know his mom and dad, so it's totally possible.
Why are you saying all of this?
What? How do you know if he is an ancestor?
I elbow Pinwin.
Please don't pay attention to our little friend here. He hit his head in the cave in. He doesn't even know what he's saying at this point. We had to carry him up the stairs.
He looks at you, Hirstag. He looks back at the statue. I suppose it could happen. You could be descended from him. What is your clan name?
He was born without a clan.
And he looks kind of like really bothered by that, and they kind of look at each other.
Yeah,
I
we're
don't
really bothered by it too.
Like it either.
Are you clanless as well?
No, I'm not clanless.
Oh,
What do
you
you
have
think
to
I am?
say it like
Some
that.
fucking dirty clanless motherfucker.
He's clanless for purpose. He is touched with divine power.
Divine power. What kind of divine power do you have?
Define divine.
Show him what you can do, Hirstag. Not any dwarf worth his salt is named Hirstag.
This is true. It is considered a bad omen to name him after the first.
Is it?
Yes.
Why is it a bad omen?
Anyone who bears the name Hirstag would be cursed. Only one can hold this name.
Well, what happened to the first one?
He, of course, died
How?
of old age.
Say.
I mean, nobody dies of old
He got
age.
turned into diamonds.
When his time came, he descended to the Hall of Champions.
So why is the name cursed?
Because only the first of our kings can have that name.
Oh, are you guys
How do you feel about
responsible for the
Chad?
Hall of Champions or the Hall of...
The Hall of Champions is where all dwarves go when they die.
What about...
Why do you bring this one to me who doesn't know anything of our people?
We weren't sure how we would be received by your folk. We've heard tales that you weren't exactly receptive to the dwarves from the Beldarok.
We are the Karagar. We are here. We retain. We protect this place.
You're Karagar?
We are Karagar.
I would like to just
What's a
add that I was
Karagar?
raised by dwarves.
Will you step out of this, Gorbel? It's done.
Raised by dwarves,
Yes.
yet you know nothing of our people.
I know quite a fucking bit.
Do you know what Karagar means?
Yes.
It means down payment.
Of course I know what it means.
Roll deception.
Oh, God. 22.
He kind of eyes you like untrusting.
I look at him very matter-of-factly.
We're all aware of what Karagar means, but for our friend that hit
In my
hit
head,
her-
I'm like, why are you guys even pretending that?
Why?
So you don't know.
But for
Why? He
but
wouldn't
for
have
our,
to explain it
Yeah, can
if
you-
we all
before
know.
our friend
you
here
knowing
that hit
doesn't
his
make
head.
you cooler.
Why don't you explain it for our friend Pinwin here?
The Karagar are we who are left behind when the great calamity.
Nothing. I definitely will not start repeating what he's saying like at the same time.
During the calamity, we Karagar were touched by the Forge. And that is why we look the way that we do, and that is why we remain. We remain in hopes of someday reigniting the Warkareg.
Oh, that's
So-
such good
Oh,
news, because
man.
that's what
Hold
we
on.
came
Hey,
here
shush!
Wonderful.
Karagar doesn't mean the same thing to you as it does us. To me, we thought on first notice that you were Durgar, but if you were touched by the flames of the calamity, then you might not be.
We are not Durgar, and he spits on the ground.
Were you there when it happened, or are you a descendant?
We are descendants. None of us were there.
So the affliction passed down to you?
Yes,
So
we
it
are
must have been
touched.
magical.
Yes. We do not. I cannot believe you would imagine us as the Durgar. They are scum. We kill the Durgar.
Us too.
for. Okay.
Yeah, I'm
We
not,
don't like them
we're
either.
not fans.
I've
That
gotta
is
say-
such
What about-
a relief.
Totally genocide buds.
Can you explain the mural outside?
The mural. We paint that because that is where we got our start. That is where our people began. All of you dwarves, these not Karagar dwarves, you come from before, but we come from after.
Is that what happened to the Beldarak? Did the mountain expel flame and burn the city?
He kind of squints at you. What are you? Are you human? Are you elf?
I extend my hand.
Little
to
from column
shake
A,
him.
little from column B. Hey.
I'm Willem Valtel. I'm friend of Hirstag and Tomar here. I am a half elf.
Half elf. He
And you
seems
are?
to be like considering that very strongly. He looks at his hand
He
after he
means
shakes
well.
it. It is a half elf that doomed the original dwarves, but created the dwarves you see here.
Was that Veldelin?
Wait,
Veldelin, yes.
He
And he's-
caused the calamity?
He caused the calamity.
Interesting.
That son of a bitch. What did he do?
If we sit here and we talk in this place, it will grow long, and then we will have to sleep. Come with us. We will feed you, and we can talk more there.
Okay.
And he slaps his hands together, and also clapping, and several of the Karagar come out, and they kind of like make room for you, and you guys see a pathway into like a tunnel off in the distance, and some of them start going down into it.
I look at Tomar and Hirstag and I'm just like, After you guys.
I am Balor Wormspine.
Well met, Baller.
I raise my hand forward and I grasp his forearm, and I say, "I am Tomar Ironfist, descendant of the last king, and I come here."
You are Ironfist.
I am, and I come here to reignite the Soul Forge.
That's why we're here, to help him.
And I'm Hirstag, and I'll shake his hand just like Tomar did. Treehollow. Sorry about the name. I was born... Don't know who my parents were. I just found myself in the forest. But I'm here to do what he is.
No one
Here to
knows
do.
where Agriman Hammerhand came from either. Like, there's no record of his lineage. But I do know that Hirstag wields great power.
We know where Hackerman Hammerhand's lineage is, but we will talk more over food. And he turns and he walks off.
You like falafel? I follow him.
We got this wicked garlic aioli.
What did he say his name was?
Balor Wormspine.
I lean towards another dwarf that's walking.
Yeah, Gorbel.
Not
5 experience. The old bait and switch.
So can we just walk right through these walls, or
No.
He kind of looks up at you.
No.
how do we get to
only
the
we
food?
can walk through the walls.
How do we get to
Well,
the
I
food?
can too.
You just follow the path.
It'll just link back up with you guys around the other side of the wall, or
Yes.
He went down a path. He didn't go through the wall.
oh, I thought people were going through walls.
Some of
Other
them,
people
some
did.
of them did, but yeah. But you could see that they were going down that tunnel.
Okay.
Gorbel, you're
let's-
embarrassing me in front of the cargo.
You guys are not hearing this. God, it's a private conversation between me and Hexel.
It's canon. That's his name, Hexel. Hexel
Can we walk together?
Grimbender.
We can walk together.
Thank you.
And you guys start walking together down the path.
Holding hands.
All right, you guys continue down the path. I
Is he
assume?
going to talk as we walk? Or?
No, he kind of walks up ahead, and he's not saying much as you guys are walking.
I can't help but feel like I used the Mantle of Majesty really at the wrong time.
I'm gonna try
But it made an entrance.
I'm gonna try to do something.
Well, you looked
Can you tell me what you're going to try and do first?
I'm just talking to Hexel. So, do you guys ever do you enjoy entertainment at all? Performances?
We have some performances, yes.
Would you guys be interested while you ate to maybe watch a performance?
Maybe is it a good performance?
Do you enjoy watching people combat?
Not so much, no.
Dance?
Yes. I love the dancing.
Do you like singing?
Not so much.
Okay. Instruments?
Some instruments. What instruments do you have?
Are you a fan of the lute?
What is lute?
What about the Flart Blaster?
Pinwin, where's your lute?
This thing?
No?
Eyes go wide.
We can play the lute. You'll let me play the lute?
I mean, maybe. We'll show you how it's done first.
Okay.
Right now?
No, let's wait till we all sit.
Okay. I'll take it away, but it's been so long.
All right, and so you guys continue down the pathway. As you walk by this giant statue, you can tell you two specifically, of course I always say that, but you two specifically being, people that would pay attention to that, dwarves, you can tell that this was done in many parts over a long time. You would know that it would take a very long time to cut this crystal. And so this has probably been a heredity job to sculpt this crystal.
They took a really long time doing that. I could have done that in like a couple days.
Maybe that could help convince them of your power. But
Or maybe they'd find that super insulting.
let's proceed. Now, I don't know if they'd think that's insulting.
Yeah,
I
I
think they
just-
would be impressed.
And then Willem's just walking in silence because he can't hear what the conversation is.
just kind of like
Taking
slightly
it all in.
smiling and nodding.
You can
As we
see
go
us all just kind of giving each other looks. And
And I'm just sort of
And then
like,
you all just bust out laughing at one point.
and I'm just kind of like,
So you go through this tunnel, and it's long and dark, but eventually it finals out into another very similar chamber, about twice again as big, and this one has those same exact kind of abodes, but they're much larger. None of them reach the ceiling, and they kind of go all the way along this place, and you can see that there are pillars that are kind of fractured and stuff, and there's what looks to be the remnants of an ancient city here that has fallen to the wayside, and as you get closer to some of the buildings, you can see that they too have the scorch marks in them.
And I'm going to talk to Balor. I'm going to approach him. The remains of someone very dear to me were lost here. On the way to you in the Hall of Lost Souls, we found a sarcophagus for her. Do you know where her remains are?
It is possible that I know these remains. I don't know if I can trust you yet. I will reveal this information if I feel that I can trust you. Is that amenable to you?
For now, yes.
We're just going to a lie detector test.
And you guys continue along.
Are you Tomar Ironfist? Do you think hammers are cool?
Oh, how the tables have turned.
I used a sword for a while.
Do you like karate? Did we just become best friends?
So you guys continue on, and there's this much larger constructed building, and it's much older, and looks to be one of the buildings that existed before these other clusters were in place. And everyone kind of files in, and you guys enter, and this place is probably 200 feet long and about 100 feet wide. It's massive, but the roof is broken away. There's barely any roof left, and it stares up into the top of this huge area where you can see the vaulted ceiling of this massive cavern. And when I say cavern, I don't want you to think of it as like a cave cavern. I want you to think it was all intentionally designed. It was done by craftsmen. But as you enter,
Kind of like Roundfoot Town?
sort of, yeah, sort of like that. Well, Roundfoot Town was like a city inside of a cavern. This is a city inside of a constructed cavern. Less natural, much more intentional. Anyway, as you enter, you see that there are 6 super long tables, and you can see that many of these Karagar are lining up and sitting down, and there are many, many plates all over this table filled with food. The food looks to be mostly like plant-based. There's a few like mushroom-looking plates, and there's, in fact, in the center of all of these tables is a very large mushroom, and people are taking slices out of it, sitting down and eating it.
Please, have a seat here, and we can talk more.
And he sits, and you see that one of the Karagar cuts off a few slices of this giant mushroom and puts them on plates and hands them all to you guys.
Thank you.
This looks delicious.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thanks so much.
Yeah, you do not need to thank. This is what we offer guests. We never have guests, so it's if you see people acting strange and staring at you, it's because we do not see many people from outside ever.
That's fair.
I prefer eyes on me.
He just kind of stares at you.
Like this.
I stare back with a nod and a smile.
You are all friends? Are you siblings? What is your association?
I mean, I might be Tomar's brother. I don't know.
I don't think he is. I mean, other than how all dwarves are kin.
Not anymore.
You're my brother.
What do you mean by that?
We are separate now. We are not the same as you. We were changed during the calamity.
But were you not touched by the Soul Forge?
We were, and that is why we are different. We are destined to stay here and wait for the Soul Forge to be reactivated, to awaken.
Not to sound completely out of touch, but why hasn't the Soul Forge been reignited?
We have been waiting for someone with the bloodline of Agrim and Hammerhand to arrive, to awaken it.
I see.
Okay, so if you want to know more about us, we can do. You ask
Secret or swill?
You can ask us. You can ask us a question, and then we shall ask you one in return. Does that seem favorable?
He looks at all of you guys. That is favorable. I will ask the first questions. What purpose do you come here? Why do you believe that you can activate the Soul Forge, of which your little friend said?
I base it mostly on our pluck and our spirit.
The woman whose remnants you found, she was also an Ironfist. And we heard stories growing up about the mountain and the story of Agrabah Hammerhand and how he pierced the heart of the Soul Forge and ignited it. We didn't know if we were the ones that could do it, but we knew that someone had to damn well try. On the surface, nobody really talks about Orkrag anymore, just small subsets of wayward clans. One thing I do know is that dwarves have been dying and their spirits have nowhere to go.
Yes, we know this as well.
I was bound to the ethereal plane for a year of my life, and while I was there I saw many wayward dwarves. There's no Hall of Champions for them to go to, so I have more drive than ever that I need to try to ignite it if I can.
And you think you have the tools to reignite it?
Well,
knowing very little about the actual
here's my question.
Process.
What do you know about the process of reigniting the Soul Forge?
I know that it takes a great sacrifice for the blood of Agrabah Hammerhand. Someone descended from him must make that sacrifice to awaken the Soul Forge again. I also know that Warkrag, what little bit we hear from him, sleeps inside of the Soul Forge now. He was without, but something happened and we do not know, but now he is trapped inside of there. A fragment of his soul still dwells inside of there. We do not know what will happen, but we wish that he be released to guide us.
Do you have a question?
I do. What are you? He says to Hirstag.
What am I?
What are you?
I am a dwarf.
Are you sure? You don't smell like a dwarf. You smell like something. You smell like
shit.
These mushrooms.
Oh, that's because I grew up in the forest. Have you ever seen a forest?
No, I have not seen a forest.
That might be why. Yeah, I mean, I've got, plants in my hair and stuff, and I just make a flower in my hand.
He seems actually pretty amazed by that.
And
how do you do this
It's
thing?
just a natural thing that I can
Another flower in the other
do.
hand.
So yeah, I smell like flowers. I smell like grass.
He can conjure the winds.
I can smell a bit of dwarf beyond these forests.
Yeah, so it's there. It's just masked. I am a
And he looks at you, Tomar.
I am a hill
He looks
dwarf.
back at Hirstag.
So not quite, just slightly different than my friend here. But we all come from the mountain.
And what of you? What are all of you? I know you are half-elf.
Hi, I'm Pinwin, and I am a halfling. I'm from Shadeholm.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of trees there. We live up in the trees and have a whole community there. Yeah.
And what about you?
Half human, half orc, we believe. Raised by dwarves.
You say you are raised by dwarves, but the way you approach is not in the way that the dwarves approach. Did they not teach you well? Who raised you?
Well, I mean, realistically, my upbringing was pretty short. I had to do a lot of it on my own, and I'm a performer, so that probably explains the big presence.
My father looked after her as a child.
An Ironfist.
Yeah. Gorm. And he didn't feel like he ought to force the customs of the dwarves upon her. Since she didn't come from dwarves, he wanted her to live her life freely.
He sniffs. Why do some of you smell similar?
Because we came from the same hometown. We grew up as children together.
Not in a mountain, not in a hill.
Nope.
A town on the surface.
Yes. A lot of dwarves on the surface have taken customs that the humans and half-elves have because there's nothing... They don't know that anymore. There weren't a ton of books brought with after the calamity, so they don't know anything else.
I see.
I have another question.
I will answer your question, but eat the mushroom.
All right? I take a bite of the mushroom. What does it taste like?
Tastes pretty good.
Shiitake?
It tastes pretty good. It's gray, so you thought maybe, looking at it, probably wouldn't taste that great. But actually, it doesn't have a bad flavor to it. It's a little like dulled, but not like flavorless.
And we see the other doors eating.
Yeah, they're all eating. They're not they're all staring at you, but they're not wasting any effort, and they're all eating from the same mushroom.
Okay, and we all have at least a piece of this mushroom.
Mm-hmm. Yep, he does too, and he's been eating it a little bit.
So while they're doing that, I'm gonna very quietly cast Identify
Okay.
on the mushroom just to see what we got going on here.
Okay.
And so I just kind of pick up a piece of it and I'm holding it. Are we at a table?
Yep. Big
Okay.
long tables. Yep.
I just kind of hold it under the table and I just for the lock.
And you're using the
Bless you.
Identify.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I don't know what I was thinking. Yeah, you can see that this is called the Enorp mushroom. It grows deep in.
It won't work if it's not magical.
I know.
Okay.
It grows deep in like caverns underground, and it has a magical property where it restores completely health, no matter how much you eat of it, and it's very nutrient rich.
Okay.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Sweet. All right.
So if you guys are eating it, you guys are now 100% restored on health. I don't know if anybody
Nice.
needed that. But.
I don't think so.
It's good, no?
Yeah, it's very good.
So
Fantastic.
You're just filling your mouth.
So my question, what do you know about the great families that dwelled in the mountain before the calamity?
I know quite a bit. Was there something specific you wanted to know?
How were kings chosen?
The kings were chosen based on their merit among the others. Sometimes they were allowed to elect their successor. And if the successor was tried among everyone to be a fit, then he would be a fit, and he would be made the new successor. Usually prowess in battle, sometimes prowess in knowledge. Whoever ended up being the most preeminent was given the next role. That is why we have so many established clans in the past. Many of the upper crust clans were descended from some of the kings.
Do you have a question?
I will let you ask another question.
So did they have to be descended from Agerman's direct line to have been one of these greater houses?
No, they did not.
Is there a way that we could determine if one of us has the blood of Agerman Hammerhand?
I suppose you could go to the Soul Forge and offer your blood to it and see what happens.
I'm willing to try that.
By
Are you?
offer your blood, do you mean like just a drop of blood?
Why would you offer just a drop to such a powerful thing?
I think what our friend means is this kind of an all or nothing situation?
We do not know for sure. We just know that.
So we wouldn't have to, say, drain our friend Tomar here.
I do not know.
I'm willing to do whatever it takes.
Well, I
We just
mean,
know
let's
no
pump
one's-
the brakes.
No one's ever done it, so we do not know exactly how much. We just know what needs to be done.
We'll give it a shot, but we'll do a little at a time.
Is there
okay?
any text to back up this ritual?
There are many texts, yes.
The sacred texts.
Now, I have one question. You said that you know where the bloodline of Agerman runs?
I do, yes. We all
And
do.
it exists still?
I hope so.
Well, who is it?
I don't think that is information I can trust you with yet.
Oh.
How further can we gain your trust?
I suppose finish the meal. Maybe stay here for a night. I'll see how I feel tomorrow. We'll see how the rest feel. It is not just my decision. These are important secrets that we all hold. One cannot just reveal them.
That is
That's
fair.
fair.
Everybody, that's fair.
That's fair and understandable, and we don't mean to press. However, that other dwarf that you smelled days ago, we believe has less than savory intent for the Soul Forge and for possibly all of us. And it may behoove us to try and locate and stop whatever it is that he's doing.
Is this the Devon you spoke of?
It is not. This is somebody else that we aren't sure of his intents or motives at this point.
And you follow him here? Is that why?
I saw him in a dream.
A vision.
Yes. He's my brother, if I'm being honest.
Another Ironfist.
Mm-hmm.
What is his first name?
Roma.
Have you mentioned that Werkarag?
Are you saying this in your head or out loud?
I should probably say it in my head.
Oh, you're talking to me?
Yeah. Have you mentioned that to them that Werkarag kind of chose you in a way?
I feel like that's needlessly boasty for now. Like, he hasn't asked. Well, I don't know.
I mean, it might be something to touch on. Like, he gave you that power. Maybe that could help earn their trust a little bit.
If it helps, this wasn't the first time I've been to the mountain. As I said, the person very dear to me, her remains were here, and I was there when she died. But when that happened, when we were assaulted upon entering, and I don't, before I went in here, I didn't know what to believe. I was just looking for adventure, but whatever happened, I heard Werkarag speak to me. I heard his voice, and he gave me power. Power I've since lost. But I did have it. And I fought in his name as a cleric of the Forge. And I hope to get that power back. I hope to free Werkarag and bring hope to your people again. So, as I said before, I'm willing to do whatever it takes. Everyone else will say what they will say. They might try and stop whatever happens. It doesn't matter. I am on board.
He kind of visibly relaxes a little bit, you can tell. And he almost like smiles a little bit.
I think I admire that. I don't mean offense, but I do not think you will achieve this. No one who has come here has achieved this, ever. I do not gamble, so I do not think that there's a good chance, but perhaps you could. It's never been done, and everyone who has attempted has failed.
Well, they might not have been Iron Fists, and we're known for being quite stubborn.
You say there's an Iron Fist here. Maybe he will be able to do it. Who knows?
I'm not sure we want his life force powering the Forge.
Perhaps not. But it is much like you say, but perhaps he too will fail. All have failed. None have succeeded.
That's fine.
Is there any way you could, like, send out scouts over the night to check on him?
They are already on their way.
Okay.
We will search for your friend Devon as well.
Buddy. Okay.
Yeah, that's...
We do need to be honest with you.
Mm-hmm, that's when we were kind of scared and not really knowing what to do.
Just like how you're talking to us right now, you're not sure of our intentions. We were afraid you were going to try to kill us. That's why my friends deceived you. Devon does not exist. We came here.
He looks back and forth at Gorbel and Willem.
Sorry.
And at Pinwin.
We came here.
I tried to come clean. I couldn't.
Our purpose here is to reignite the Soul Forge.
I think to Hirstag, there are ways around that are not throwing us under the bus, dude.
I'm trying to explain. I'm getting better with my persuasion.
I'm sure you can understand, in being in the same mindset as we were, wanted to test the waters and see how you perceived us and reacted. So we may have fabricated some truths and some lies about what we were doing here, why we were here, and who we were. But we're being upfront with you now, and there is no Devon. And now that we both understand that we're on the same page,
I think you can
we can go forward with
putting yourself in our shoes as outsiders.
I just didn't want you to waste resources looking for Devon when there is no Devon.
Gorbel and Willem, give me persuasion rolls.
I'm going to try and help them.
Okay.
They might assume that your people would stoop to that level, but dwarves are known for being honest. They're not dwarves, though. They don't know our ways, but they mean well, and they're good people.
Okay. You can both roll at advantage.
Thank God. Not any better.
31.
9.
He kind of looks back and forth at you guys. He went.
You are banished.
He squints a little at you, Willem, but like you had a very, you talked a lot more. So he seems to accept this. That is a good step in the right direction. Thank you for being honest. I do not blame you, for it is hard to know the intentions of others when you approach. But
see, I knew you'd understand. I knew it.
Well,
this is the right. We did it. We did it the right way, guys. Proud of everybody.
What are you doing right now?
I'm gonna think in my head. You're welcome.
Well, I have some duties to attend to. Enjoy the rest of your dinner. We will put you up in one of our abodes, and you can stay comfortably through the night. You will not be bothered. You will not be attacked. You have shared food with me, and you are under our protection.
Thank you, Balor.
Thank you so much.
Blessings of the Forge upon you.
And blessings on all of you.
And also with you.
Where are you gonna go?
I have my duties.
Okay.
No, go on.
Do you have anything else to ask?
No.
That's
not
what
right
I was
now.
going to say.
No. Okay.
Before you go on your duties, do you like performances?
It depends on the performance.
Do you like music? Dancing?
Some.
Because we have a fun performance.
They could tell the story of the Wolves of Moonreach.
Taking up the fighting, that whole thing.
You may entertain the others if they wish, but I must go. I will come to you in the morning, and we can talk some more.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good rest of your meal.
He kind of pushes himself up and he walks off, and you can see one of the dwarves kind of comes up and talks to him for a second and then goes and sits back down, and then he walks through the wall and leaves.
Love you.
So you guys are all sitting at this big table.
Shrooming it up.
Shrooming it up.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what I would like to do with the rest of the night before I rest would be to talk with some of the other dwarves, maybe corroborate what I have learned throughout my life of the history of the mountain to see if I can fill in gaps or if anything was incorrect, and then maybe try and find out more about how they are the way they are and what sort of conditions afflict them or anything.
Okay. What everybody else want to do?
Well, we can do our performance.
You guys want to do your performance?
I'm gonna find Hexel.
Okay. You can see Hexel in there a few tables over.
And I'm going to ask him, did he want to see that performance?
He kind of looks around at some of the others.
Yes, we can view the performance. Do you need a space or
Just a small one.
a small space?
And then he raises his voice.
All right, everybody, move all the tables. Move the tables. We need a space for performance. We're going to have performance.
And they're like, "Yeah, performance!" And they start moving the tables in the center and kind of aligning them, so you guys are in like a 20-foot square in the center of the room, surrounded completely by tables.
Do you need anything else?
I think we're good to go.
Okay.
And do you guys prefer a performance with the wolf or without?
And they all look at the wolf.
And I nod and smile.
With the wolf. With the wolf. With the wolf.
With the wolf!
So, I quick pull Pinwin and Shadow in. And I can just think this with my mind, I guess. Maybe that's over by now.
In less an hour? Yeah, it'd probably be over by now.
Okay, so I just talked to him. So we're going to have to tailor this a bit to their preferences.
Yes, for sure.
So maybe light on the combat, maybe
Okay.
a bit more dancing. So
All
maybe
right.
we can kind of do something a little bit more interpretive.
I like it. Sounds good. So are we going for like a soft and sultry song?
So I'm going to break out my sham.
Ooh.
And I think rather than us fighting, maybe we do a bit of like a dueling instruments kind of deal.
I love it. This
With
sounds
some dance.
fantastic. Yes.
And Shadow can sing.
Yes.
Perfect.
And dance, because I know you love to dance. Yeah, both. Yes. Singing and dancing. This sounds amazing.
All right, you kick off the tunes, Pinwin.
Okay.
So, Pinwin, what are you going to do to kick off the tunes?
I'm going to...
Are you? And by the way, what are you guys doing while this is happening?
Watching.
Chatting with dwarves.
Okay. Hirstag?
So,
Do you have Druidcraft right now?
Trying to think
could do
if I
some
could
fun
add
ass stuff.
anything.
Oh, that'd be fun.
And you guys see that Zyko is like very excitedly scooting like on the chair, like staring at you guys.
You guys do good.
Thanks,
Psycho. You could totally Druidcraft a bunch of flowers up in there.
I wonder what they think of animals.
Folks, this is a brand new performance just for you.
It's never been done.
Everything's new to them.
Can I think about an animal that they might not be afraid of, that they might like?
They seem to like the wolf.
They like the wolf.
Well, that's going to be confusing.
Oh wait, I can't summon specific animals. Though. Fuck.
You can roll those dice and see what happens.
Otherwise,
I don't know if that's worth the
I have
risk.
minor illusion and prestidigitation.
Mind if I join in?
No, go
Add a
ahead.
few magical
Do you
effects?
play an instrument?
No,
Do you dance?
But I could do like some magic stuff that maybe, because that one guy seemed pretty impressed by the flowers.
All right, just
We will flower it up.
hang out over here a little bit.
Yeah, I'm not a performer. I'll just kind of like walk in a ring around the perimeter.
I like it. Okay, should we start?
And what are you going to be doing, Hirstag?
So I'm going to use Druidcraft.
Okay.
And I'm going to be summoning flowers, tossing them out to the crowd, and I'm going to be creating with my other hand like little puffs of leaves as I'm walking, just like
okay.
yeah.
Okay. Very cool.
And my eyes are going to be glowing green. I'm going to be looking all powerful.
All right.
And I'm going to be smiling.
All right.
Okay, so I'll start it off with some minor illusion, be a little bit extra, have some fireworks, and then I'll start running out on top of Shadow, and we'll like run in a circle, and then, oh fuck. Could we have said, I did say I wanted flowers, could we have said that I got some flowers from you? Like you just made some with Druidcraft?
I'm throwing them all over the place.
Oh. Well, I'm going to scoop up some with my hand and throw some flowers out at the crowd. And then jump off Shadow. And then start to bust out my lute and start to play a nice, sweet melody.
Okay, give me a performance.
I can't tell if that's a 6 or 9. 6. So that would be 23.
Okay, so yeah, you do exactly what you set out to do. You come storming in there, throwing the flowers. Hirstag is shooting leaves and throwing flowers as well. So it's like this big, huge, and then the fireworks are up above. And yeah, you slide in and you start playing on your lute. What are you doing, Gorbel?
Right now, I'm just dancing.
Okay, gotcha. So you're just dancing, giving performance. $25. I should say, both of you guys, while he's throwing these flowers and stuff like that, anything you guys do, you will get advantage on. So you've both succeeded, but yeah, just so you know, you'll get advantage on all of these performance checks. So 25. So you're fucking killing it out there, Gorbel. You're just dancing around while Pinwin's playing his lute, and you're just miming out. What exactly are you doing, like physically, as far as the dance? Are you trying to like tell a story, or
Yes.
Okay. What kind of story are you trying to?
The story of my life.
The story of your life. All right. So you're
Just your life.
so you're dancing around. Is anybody saying anything while this is happening, or is it just all musical and physical?
It's musical.
Okay.
Do we want Shadow singing right now?
I would say we hold off until the typical time when he usually comes in.
Okay. So you guys are playing. You're dancing. What happens next?
Well, I hit a point in my dancing where there's a lull in it.
Okay.
Things are getting very somber in
Okay.
the music.
And Pinwin starts playing a more somber tone. What are you doing, Hirstag, while that's happening? You can tell the tempo has changed a little bit, and the.
I will. What else can I do with that damn thing? It's like the everything druid spell.
Make some part-time raindrops or something.
What specific parts of your life are you telling?
That'd be kind of cool.
Watch the performance.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I'll just start kind of walking around the perimeter, just kind of. It's not real rain, but I'm just kind of like bringing kind of an illusory rain down. Just walking around, dragging my hands down in front of me.
Give me a
kinda
performance check at advantage.
It's my childhood. God. Moonreach has just been destroyed.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Was it raining
some
that day?
somber
Zero.
business.
It was, if you guys will recall.
That's when I break out the sham.
Hold on, one sec.
Hey, there you go.
But you have advantage.
15.
Nice. Okay, so it's not bad. It's obvious that it's an illusion, but they are very captivated by this illusion, and it is definitely enhanced by the music getting more somber and the dancing getting like slower and more of a lull. Now you take out your shawm.
Mm-hmm.
And what kind of a melody you're playing? Still somber and slow?
Mm-hmm.
All right, give me a performance. At advantage.
That's still gonna be good. 33.
All right, so the shawm comes in and is playing this beautiful, beautiful resonant melody that carries all throughout. Willem and Tomar, you guys are like, this is like, it's probably not been, it's been a long time if you have at all heard Gorbel play her shawm, and she is fucking killing it right now. And you can see Hirstag, illusory rain, and the melody is blending perfectly with Pinwin's lute. at the
Are we
moment.
dueling it or duetting it?
Right now, you're taking a break, and I'm doing a bit,
Okay.
and then we're going to.
So this is the sadder
Okay.
part.
So then
Mhm.
I'll dance while she's playing.
Okay, and how are you going to dance during this part?
However it matches her. Did you say yours is sad?
Yeah, mine's pretty somber, but it's going to start on this crescendo here in a minute.
So I'll dance, but Shadow will dance too next to me, and we're both just like dramatic. And
All right, give me performance, and I'll roll for Shadow.
Is this one of the rooms that Maria was able to travel to since she saw the cracked ones?
You haven't seen her yet.
29.
29. That's a damn good
I
dance.
forgot advantage. Yeah, 29.
That's a damn good dance. And so you guys are very, like, visually, it is very stunning to these people. They're just all, like, completely quiet watching, mouths hanging open.
We are so
So I
extra
can
and it's
tell
awesome.
that they like it.
Yes.
Okay.
They're captivated. All right. Now what happens? You start building to a crescendo.
I'll sneak us.
I motion for Pinwin to join in with the instruments.
Okay.
I'll nod and take it out again.
All right. And you start playing a little bit more intense. Start building.
What part is this of your life?
This is when I start making it.
It's starting to get so it's starting to weave into
Start killing it
a more
every
dramatically like
I'm
triumphant.
on the rise, baby.
The triumphant sound is being kind of relayed here. Okay. What's the next part?
Well, the next part is when Shadow comes in,
Okay.
and that kind of shows when I was at the height of my performing.
He starts singing along to the melody.
That was the melody you thought you were doing?
I don't know what melody's going on right now. All right. Then what happens?
Well, things are getting tense again.
Okay,
but not
building up.
Not sad tense.
Energetic tense?
Yes.
All right. Hirstag, what are you doing during this part?
Okay. So they're building up the music there.
You can tell that it's changing from a somber note to a more upbeat.
How tall are the ceilings in here?
Pretty tall. Real tall. Probably 60 feet. Well,
What are-
there's no real ceiling here, so it goes all the way up to that like huge ceiling up at the top. So, yeah.
There's
60,
no real
70
ceiling here. It goes up to the ceiling.
And,
Yeah.
What?
Not in this room that you're in.
And the ground is made of stone.
Correct, yes.
I'm gonna cast Wall of Stone,
Okay.
and it's gonna create like a stage beneath us
Whoa, okay.
in a square. So
Is it going to lift
between
you
the
up?
tables,
Is that
and it's gonna start rising as we're on the like a stage.
everybody give me performance at advantage.
While they're doing that, I'm going to assume what part of Gorbel's life this is and try to assist with them
Okay.
and hope that it's when we were in Ravenmore.
Mhm.
I keep wanting to say Ravenloft. Ravenmore. No, never mind.
I mean, I can't control what you're doing.
give me insight. How about that?
17.
17. So tell him what part of your life this is so that he can infer.
This is the part when I fell in with Lila.
Oh, gotcha.
Oh, I thought that was going to be the sad part. I thought we were already after
Oh,
that.
no.
Okay.
She doesn't associate sadness with Lila.
This is
Okay,
like
well then this is
anger.
better because this is what I was gonna do during the silent part, but felt bad.
Question: are you actually saying words during this?
No.
or it's just
No.
music to
It's
refer-
complete
okay.
And shadow
interpretive
singing.
dancing and just music. It was a 31, by the way.
And 28.
Okay. And for you, Hirstag, what was your roll?
Mine was 10.
Okay,
with
well,
advantage.
with advantage. Well, you start lifting this stage up, and maybe it's a little bit slower than you intended, a little bit, slightly more awkward, but still pretty impressive. And Willem?
And do I remember what was Lila also a half-orc or an orc?
Yeah,
or-
she was a half-orc. Yep.
Okay, that's what I thought. So I'm gonna cast Silent Image
Okay.
and conjure what I imagine Lila to have looked like, and just be kind of like this dancing
Mm-hmm.
muse
Okay.
for Gorbel.
Okay, and give me a performance, and we'll see how this turns out. And you can do that. Actually, you'll do that at normal because you're coming in out of the blue here.
Okay. So what am I rolling?
Performance.
Oh, still performance?
Yeah, sorry, just
do
not,
that normal.
Just not at advantage. That's what I meant to say. Sorry. 19. So, Gorbel, you were surprised. Actually, all of you guys are surprised when you see this illusory image appear, and it looks like a half-orc woman who looks kind of intimidating, but still beautiful, and kind of standing there dancing. And how did you kind of imagine the image moves?
Just almost like kind of in slow motion, but dancing very kind of angelically and spinning and just kind of
almost like ballerina-ish.
Ballerina, yeah. And I don't want to say taunting, but maybe just like, alluring Gorbel.
So you see this image appear right in front of you, Gorbel. Now what?
Well, of course I'm dancing with it.
Okay.
And I do a dance that kind of conveys me like running away.
You do the running man?
Not such a literal.
Like really aggressive running man.
Like arm over brow, escape kind of thing.
I'm just imagining the interpretive dance at the end of the last season of It's Always Sunny with Mac.
Oh, where he rips his shirt open?
Yeah. While like Seguros is playing.
As the music continues to intensify, like I'm going to cast Prestidigitation and make it, or maybe Minor Illusion, maybe marry them both together and just have like little light sparks come out of us, our like fingers as we're playing the instrument.
Okay, all right. All of you guys give me performance as well again. And we'll do this for your next... Yeah, we'll do this for your next few things. Because I feel like we're building to the big finale here.
30.
Nice.
Jesus.
28.
15.
Pretty good for you.
Me too. Sorry.
Oh, yeah. No, sorry.
With advantage?
Yeah, you
now?
can have advantage now.
Oh, sweet. 22.
22. All right. So, go ahead. Oh, sorry. You start. It makes it look like lights or like flames are coming off of you guys' fingers as you move, and
the music's getting really intense. It's coming to a breaking point,
and you guys have now reached the apex of the spell that Hirstag has cast. Now you guys are very high up in the air.
And then I kind of motion at Willem to make the illusion disappear.
He extinguishes the illusion.
And I start playing a softer melody.
Okay.
Something a little bit calmer. This doesn't go on very long.
Okay.
But then I want it to build into something triumphant.
Okay, so it starts building into something triumphant. And what do you do at this point, Pinwin?
I'll cast Prestidigitation or Minor Illusion, whichever one it is, and have some multiple fireworks just going off behind us.
Okay. And Hirstag, what are you doing in the moment?
I'm going to, as I'm still concentrating on the stone wall, I'm going to shift into a dire wolf.
Okay.
But kind of slowly if I can.
Okay.
And my eyes are still going to be glowing green as the wolf with a beard. And I'm just going to start kind of slowly circling the group. And there's going to be leaves kind of trailing behind me.
Okay.
And during one of the little rests while I'm playing, I whisper to Willem, "This is when we all meet up again."
So what are you going to do, Willem?
Well, right after we met up, we had that battle where we helped out Smoochie.
No battles. This is like
Ravenmoor era.
Yeah, this is way back
so
when.
So when you guys met up at Ravenmoor.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, perfect. I'm going to conjure up an image. So it's going to be scaled down because I can only do 15-foot cube. But I'm going to summon up an image of that skeletal dragon
Okay.
that we fought in Ravenmoor.
Gotcha.
And have it start off as just like kind of a ball of energy or a ball of light behind them. And it will slowly culminate in like a dragon lifting up its head and spreading its wings out behind them.
Okay.
And it's going to be emanating light.
Okay, cool.
And I'm going to start growling as I see it rising.
And Tomar, are you still just hanging out with the dwarves?
Well, and talking to them.
Okay. I didn't know if you wanted to contribute at all.
I have nothing that I can contribute.
Zyko is going to look up at you, Gorbel, and he's going to heft his...
Actually,
I'm imagining you booing. Boo.
I'm going to take out Steel Song,
Okay.
and I'm going to have its light cast a glow on everything around it.
Okay,
Where'd this,
give me performance on that as well. You can have it at an advantage.
Oh, you could even fly up there with us.
Not that.
Not that.
It was one both times.
One both times.
I don't know.
Okay, so
You gotta quit doing.
I mean,
So-
it glows on its own.
it
though.
glows on its own, and it's fine. And we'll say that a little bit of the light kind of like goes right in your eyes, Pinwin. Like, you're just like but not enough to mess up your performance.
Right.
But you're just kind of like. Zyko lifts his spear or his halberd up to you, Gorbel. He tosses it up for you to catch it. Now that this big dragon's back there, and he like mimes to you, like he'll stab it.
I understand. And I do just that.
Okay, and you stab at the dragon image. And what is the final thing that happens in this performance for everyone?
Can we do a backflip off the stage?
You can attempt to do a backflip off the stage. What are you going to do?
I lock eyes with Tomar,
Okay.
and I know what he means.
What?
You don't have to worry about it. It's between us.
Yeah, I make a gesture at Gorbel.
And I look at everyone, and I cast Mass Polymorph
Okay.
and turn everybody into luminescent wolves.
Cool.
Like everybody on the stage?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So you cast mass polymorph, turn everybody into luminescent wolves. What are you... Well, I guess that kind of takes care of everything you guys were going to do. Because
We howl in unison.
Howlin' Ulison.
Okay. So...
Unison.
Ulison.
I'm sorry. Ow. And the performance ends, and it's just dead silence for a moment.
They all shit.
They all
I
hate
drop
it.
my concentration on Mass Polymorph, and everybody morphs back.
And I backflip off the
Do
stage.
you lower the
I
stage?
slowly lower the stage.
But I backflip before you do.
Okay, give me acrobatics.
And Pinwin breaks his neck. Roll then. But it's pretty high.
Not fantastic though. 13.
13. So it's all right. You were taken off guard by being transformed all of a sudden, but then you're like, ah, and you do a backflip, and it's all right. So there's just silence, and then everybody. Woo! Oh, yeah! Woo!
I'm gonna thumbs up to Hirstag and Willem and Tomar.
And with that performance, you guys have definitely made a very strong impression on these people.
Sweet.
I hope that's
They'll
good.
remember that.
I can't believe that was the first time we've ever done that.
I know. I'm gonna go to high five Gorbel.
Miss. Break each other's noses.
There you go.
I
With
feel like
some
we need to do it right in
microphones.
front of the microphone.
Yeah,
There you go.
both made
I like that you went around the microphone both times.
Fantastic work, Gorbel.
So now you guys are getting past these little tiny cups. They seem to be made out of rock, and they've got a really dark liquid inside it. And they're like pushing it into you guys' faces, all of you. Like,
All right.
drink.
Hexel, what is this?
He's the drink it.
I'm gonna
I'm
take it.
gonna drop my shape and I'm gonna slam it back.
All right.
Rumspringer, woo!
You guys are immediately overwhelmed by the strength of this this drink. It's not enough to get you drunk, but you guys are immediately, like, within 30 seconds, you guys are like buzzed, but kind of high too. You kind of feel like your body's buzzing and your thoughts are starting to kind of wander a
Get
little
all
bit.
high. Did I learn anything interesting?
So yeah, you did learn a little bit of interesting stuff.
Consult the tome.
You learn that they consider it their job, the Karagar, to protect this area, but also to remember the mistakes of their fathers, as they put it, and preserve the memory of the people. Most of them haven't heard Wirecrag in centuries, and most of them believe that the forge cannot be reignited. They know that, kind of like what he indicated, many have tried and all have failed. There used to be people, like hundreds of years ago, that would try every once in a while to ignite the forge, but eventually people stopped coming because people kept dying. There are beasts inside of this place that basically tear people to shreds, and it's been a very, very quiet time. They haven't had any visitors into this area except for Romar in a long time. They also seem to fear these beasts that are here. Any that are kind of within the area, they seem to talk about as if they're terrified of ever encountering any of them. And most have never, ever even encountered them at all, but the lore behind them, they describe different things of like these towering creatures that can rip things to shreds, these creatures that can blow fire, and just all manner of just like monstrosities that exist. As far as like difference in the stories that you know and the stories that they tell you are that they don't come out right and say it, but there seems to be a very strong indication that those that were kind of shunned by the dwarves weren't shunned fairly, as if there's some other reason that they were excommunicated. Not what you originally thought, but they don't, like I said,
They don't elaborate on it.
They don't elaborate. It's what you're inferring from their conversation, is that they think that almost as if it was some sort of valiant and worthwhile endeavor.
Cool.
They also mention they mentioned Valtel a couple of times to you when you kind of pry as to what kind of went down. They mentioned that Valtel was responsible, which you learned just recently, but they very strongly indicate that it was his visit that changed everything. And you learn that Valtel, they don't mention Graf at all, but they do mention that at one point Valtel came to Wirecrag, and after that everything went bad. So yeah, now you guys are drinking and eating and hanging out. What would you guys like to do with the rest of your night?
Well, that's the first time I ever performed anything.
It was great. That was awesome.
You're a natural.
You guys did real good. It was real good.
Thanks, Psycho.
Thanks, Psycho.
Thanks, bud. I toss him his halberd back.
Catches it. Winks
Nice
and
catch.
nods.
I salute Gorbel with a drink and a nod.
It was so weird doing it with less fighting.
I lean over to Tomas. So what was that business between you and Gorbel at the end there?
What do you mean?
You guys just had kind of like a little moment there.
I'm just kind of... We just were on the same page with how she should end that.
Right on.
Wolves are cool, man. And we're wolves. Ow. And
Werewolves?
Oh, no.
I hold my knuckles out for a responsive nooks.
He knucks his back.
I find Hexel and very confidently say, so, what'd you think?
I thought it was good.
So did I, actually.
Real good.
Thank you.
And he nods, like he's like not sure if he should elaborate.
Like, really, really good.
So did you want to try playing that lute?
And he looks over at Pinwin.
No, maybe later. Maybe I watch a little more and then I learn to play on my own. Perhaps.
I mean, he's a pretty good teacher.
No, it's okay. That seems lot of fire coming out of there. I don't know how I feel about that.
I mean, that doesn't typically happen.
It was impressive.
Well, thank you.
Been impressive, all of you. Are you all traveling performers? Is that what you do?
You could say that.
Some of us.
Very
Wait,
impressive.
are we all there?
I mean, you guys are all kind of gathered around there.
Oh. Well, shoot. I could totally teach you.
No, that's okay. That's okay.
No, yeah, the fire was a whole other thing that I do.
Pinwin, I think he's a little shy.
Oh, okay. But yeah, if otherwise, I mean, I'll play it a while tonight. I have some songs I need to write, so
Can I watch?
absolutely.
Yes.
He does a little like triumphant fist pump.
I mean, it's good. It's very impressive. I've never seen dwarf performers before. I like it very much. Maybe I will perform.
Yeah,
You should.
you should.
Maybe
It's
I
the best.
And he kind of looks off into space, nodding, smiling.
Maybe I will.
You know, Hexel, I've been doing this for a long time. And performers can really just recognize it in other performers. And I think you've got it.
What, really?
I do.
What do you think I got?
I know you've got some talent in there.
You've got that it factor, baby.
It factor. I like this it factor.
Do you guys sing?
We only sing on sad occasions. We sing to commemorate.
We really
souls.
only whistle while we work.
Yes.
What do you guys do when you drink? What do you do to celebrate or to relax?
Starts taking his pants off.
we don't do much celebration. It's a very
It's a bummer here.
it's a summer affair. We have our duties. We don't take much time to celebrate. There's not much to celebrate, but we do spend time. I guess you could consider our funeral rites when we send souls off, and we craft the statues. That is a kind of celebration in itself. We are sending them off.
Right. Well, we've shown you what we do when we get together and eat and spend time together. Why don't you introduce us to some of the things you guys do?
Okay, I can do that.
And he like grabs several of you guys' hands and like,
Let's go. Who's coming with?
All of us. Well,
Yeah.
I don't know about you guys. I am.
Yeah.
What else are we gonna do?
I'm
That
going to
sounds
try
great.
and find Balor.
okay. So you leave, you head out.
Yep.
So Hexel takes you guys out and into like the main area outside of this building. You can see a lot of dwarves walking around, and he takes you over to this little hut.
He's like, this is my workshop. I'll show you what I do.
And he pushes the door open, and you guys can see that there is a partially chiseled statue inside of the this shed there. And he puts his hand out and like looks back at you guys.
Pretty cool, huh?
That is super cool.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Look at the detail.
Yes, I am the one in charge of all of the statues. My father did it. His father did it, and I do the rest.
You know, you could use those in your performances too.
Yeah.
I
seem
could.
to
How
have a
long does
knack
something
for the
like
arts.
this take you?
It takes me as long as it takes me. I get these visions of a face, and then I start carving as soon as I get it. And then once it's done, usually that's when we find the body.
Oh.
Oh, the bodies.
Oh.
Wow.
Yes, pretty cool, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, super
Yeah,
cool.
Pretty cool. Yeah.
So,
Hey,
That face doesn't look recognizable on the statue, does it?
It's only a very partially done. You can't even see a face on it yet.
Okay.
so do you remember all the statues that you carve?
Yes, yeah.
There would have been one a little while back, a dwarf woman.
Maybe not. I've done a few in my life.
Have you received any visions of a dwarf that looks more like me or Tomar that has passed in the last few years?
Not a Karagar, you mean?
Yeah.
Yes. There's one that I did Not too long ago. I'm trying to remember exactly when it was, but maybe a few years ago.
Do you have like a vision or part of your premonitions? Do you get like their name?
No, I do not get a name. I just get a face.
So I describe what I saw in the Hall of Lost Souls to him as Maria, and ask him if he remembers that one and where they found her remains.
Yes. The minute I finished it, we found her remains in the Hall of Chaos.
In the Hall of Chaos. And what did you do with her remains?
We
ate them.
We brought them here for funeral rites, but it was stolen.
Stolen?
Yes.
By whom?
We do not know. Somebody came in and stole it.
Has that happened before?
That has never happened, ever. It was sad because now I have an empty sarcophagus out there, and it's... What do I do with it?
No.
Do I destroy the statue?
Empty.
Hexel, maybe it's just because we've been talking so long, and maybe it's the drinks. I don't know. But we know that dwarf.
You know the dwarf?
Yeah.
We knew her in life. Yes.
I kind of put my hand on his shoulder and not shake him, but like, thank you. Shake the shit out of him.
God, what are you doing?
Until his eyes pop out. No, thank you. And I kind of look at the other guys and I'm like, I'm going to go find Tomar real quick.
Okay.
And I think if it's not common for bodies to be snatched down here,
It is not. It is very uncommon.
I kind of feel like that might have something to do with our mission, which is leading me to believe more and more that we are supposed to be here, and we are going to play a key role in reigniting the Soul Forge.
That is very, very interesting perspective that you have. That is do you also receive visions?
On occasion, I had a really fucked up dream recently.
About what?
Oh my god. Have you ever been outside of this place?
No.
This is going to sound ridiculous. So, I had kind of like a father figure. He taught me how to do a lot of my performances. Really cool guy. But him and my wizard chicken.
A wizard chicken? What are these things?
It's a small animal with wings, flies. It's a bird.
He just like shrugs but smiles.
They live on the outside.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, her name's Jennifer.
Okay, it's a beautiful name.
Thank you. I came up with it when I was a child.
Oh, it's been with you a long time, this.
Yes.
All right.
And she's fantastic. She became a wizard. She's so bright and so accomplished. She's recently been captured. She's being held. It's terrible.
Plot twist.
I had a falling out with Lufric, this father figure, and it's been weighing on me terribly for years now.
Why don't you talk to her and say, hey, I'm sorry.
I would love to, but things keep getting in the way, and now it's like we have to save the world.
Sometimes
it's
these
a lot.
things, they take precedence over the other things.
I know, and I really think that sometimes I just need to make things right, because you never know when your last day is going to be,
Well, I think I'll know. But I think for most people, they don't know.
Yeah. Oh, so anyway, the vision. So back in the capital city, that's where my vision kind of took place. And I was running away from something, running down this street, and I go through this weird doorway, and I find Lufric and Jennifer dead. Isn't that so messed up?
That is super, super messed up.
Is that what you meant by visions?
If you don't normally dream like that, then yes, probably that might be a vision.
Is that something that you guys do a lot?
Well, not most of us. I do. It is...
What do they mean?
I don't know. I can only speculate. But if you are close to these people, maybe they were just regular dreams and you are just terrified of losing them because you have regrets because you didn't get a chance to say these things. But it could also be visions. Visions tend to be, from my understanding, perhaps things that have happened or things that could happen, or perhaps
a combination, it can get really weird with these kind of vision
Oh
things.
my god. The weirdest part, though, all of us were together that night, and we all had our own separate vision.
Oh, that's
had
a
one
fucking
too.
vision. That's 100% vision. That's weird. That's too
I
weird to be
definitely
dreams.
think we should heed these. Like,
I think so, too.
something's going on.
I hope you are heeding them very well.
I don't know what to do because now we're here and we have shit to do down here. It's like
Did you have a vision to come here?
Not me personally, no.
Who?
But we're kind of a team.
Who had the vision to come here?
It was our friend Tomar.
Well, the Ironfist.
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, it seems like we are on some grand mission right now. And I don't even know where, like, I don't even know what I should prioritize. Everything seems like a huge deal.
Well, it seems like you're handling it well. You know.
I am a mess inside, Hexel. I've been holding it together for these motherfuckers, but, like, I feel like I can just talk to you, and I feel like you understand that it's really hard sometimes.
It is hard sometimes.
Can you teach me maybe how to just, like do some stonework for a minute?
Yes, I can. It's very relaxing.
I think it would be.
And he starts to like chisel a little bit, but he lets you like look over his shoulder, both of you guys. Are you there too, Hirstag?
Yeah.
Okay.
This
And
is nice.
he's like talking a little bit while he's chiseling. Willem, you exit and you immediately see Tomar walking across, looking around for Balor.
Tomar.
What?
So annoying.
So we were talking with Hexel, and evidently he's the one that has these visions of dwarves that have passed, and he's the one that chiseled all those sarcophagi down in the Chamber of Lost Souls, Hall of Lost Souls. And we asked him about Maria, and he said that they found her remains in the Hall of Chaos, and that
They were stolen.
they were stolen. How did you know that?
Maria told me they were stolen.
Okay.
But if they were stolen from here, and Romar has been here, then it's probable that he took them for some reason. But
Why would he do that?
I don't know. He was trying to stop a demon baby ritual one time. He does all these rituals with things. Who knows? But we will stop him. But I have to find Balor. I don't think I can wait until tomorrow. And I need... Maybe you can help me.
Okay.
You might understand more than anybody else. They might try and stop me. But I need to do this. And if they're around, they might make it more difficult.
Are you saying that you know what has to be done?
I have a feeling. But while they're doing their thing, maybe we can do this thing. But I might not be savvy enough to persuade him on my own. So
I don't know, man. I know you got to do what you got to do. But I feel wrong, like, just letting you do this.
well,
If it comes to it, I mean, if it's what you want, I'll help you, because you're my friend. But I feel bad not telling the others.
well, if you absolutely have to, you can go do that. But I'm gonna find him and I'm gonna do it.
Do we have to do it right now?
Yeah, that's kind of the reason why I brought it up to you.
Let's go.
All right. I try and find one of the dwarves that seemed keen on the music and had a good time with the performance.
Yeah, and they very quickly divulge Balor's location. They tell you his is one of the abodes that are kind of up on the hill. I mean, they all look the same to you, but they said if you head up this way, due east, and it's right on your right hand side. It's like the third column in. So you guys head that way. And you see his hut as you approach. You can see that all of these have little doors in them that are made out of wood, and they all seem to be tightly shuttered, almost allowing like nothing in. They're circular doors, like no light enters. But as you approach Balor's, you see that his door is open a little bit.
I knock on it.
It kind of swings open.
I enter.
And as you enter, you see a body lying on the floor.
Oh, no.
You see the cut throat of Balor Wormspine
Oh, you're in a bad
laying
place.
on the ground.
No,
blood pooling underneath him.
Oh,
And
man.
that's where we're going to end for tonight.
Fuck.
Lame.
Someone is fucking us over.
Oh, shit. Dude, he was cool. I liked Balor. I wrote his name in my notes.
Is his dad dead? Because I've spared the dying.
I guess we'll find out next week.
Damn it.
If he is like,
But by then he'll be dead.
God,
5 experience.
He's bleeding out.
this sucks.
It does suck. But he was like, no, we have to wait until tomorrow.
That's what you get for waiting, you prick.
Dumb asshole.
We even were like, hey, Romer's here. You probably shouldn't wait. Whatever, man.
This will be a thing for tomorrow. Immediately goes home and slits his own throat. Like, this'll fuck him up.
I do not want to talk to them tomorrow.
Can't wait to see their face or whatever. Oh wait.
Man, I wish Smoochie would have killed him.
Who?
Romar.
Yeah, me too. I wish I would have disintegrated
Everyone
him.
was stopping me. Idiots.
Why is he so bad?
He's just a dick.
He's
He doesn't
always
have to
been
be a bad
stupid.
guy. He could be a not bad guy.
He's kind of giving me a Mycroft vibe. Like, seems like he's coming from a malevolent angle, but he's actually just doing some really high up, save the world shit. Just kind of seems nefarious. So I don't know.
Maybe.
I don't know.
I mean, he
That's
might.
our job.
No, it's our job to just murder hobo everything.
Everyone take 2,500 experience points. Additionally, all of you take an additional 200 experience points for the performance. Yay! That was really, really good.
And what about Gorbel and our performance?
Like at the beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys can have 50 each. That was good. It was a good quick thinking. It definitely like got smoothed over. And Pinwin and Hirstag and Tomar for telling the truth. Did you tell the truth, Tomar, or did you just kind of?
I way told the truth.
Yeah, you
Way
guys can
told the
also
truth.
have 50 experience because you revealed the truth.
They're all like, these two, they lie.
Don't listen to a word they say. Half humans, am I
Don't
right?
trust the tall ones. Well, I made
Don't trust the
basically
stretchy
a
ones.
best friend.
Yeah, for befriending Hexel, you can have an additional 50 experience points.
And I drew a picture of us together as worms.
Yeah?
Oh, cute.
That's cute.
I thought so.
You can have 10 experience for drawing the picture. What else do you guys need experience for?
Even though Tomar wasn't part of the performance, he was watching and he suggested.
He contributed a little bit. I already gave you guys some. I counted him in that.
Oh, okay.
I know he did the least amount of effort, but he was there.
He got some good
did
information, though.
Oh,
Yes, so we'll couple that with that,
Yeah.
fleshing out the lore.
Yeah, I felt like we have endeared ourselves to these people, and I'm learning a new skill.
Yeah. Also, yeah, you four for kind of stumbling onto who Hexel is. You guys can have an additional 25 experience apiece.
That was a sweet reveal. By the way, it was like, oh,
Thank you.
Offering information about us in exchange for information about them.
Yeah, that's
No, that's good. That was a good little back and forth. You can have 50 experience for that.
For a second, I thought you were just telling him no.
Well, I think that means it's time for tonight's MVPC. All right, so you guys know the numbers.
What?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Okay.
And yeah, so this means the most valuable player character for you listeners, and they're going to vote and see who's the person that they believe deserves that 500 experience points extra. So I'll give you a moment to decide, and then I'll count to 3, and you'll hold up the finger of the person you believe deserves to win.
The number of fingers of the person.
Hold up their fingers.
Yeah, hold up their fingers. Bring me the tongue.
Everybody ready? Mm-hmm. 1, 2, 3, vote. All right, we've got 3 votes for Gorbel, 4 votes for Gorbel, and 1 vote for Hirstag. Why'd you vote for Hirstag, Gorbel?
I voted for Hirstag because he actually did some talking, and he's not a super charismatic dude, but in the beginning, during our introduction with those dwarves, he did a really good job. He was honest and forthright and pretty good at communicating with them, so I was proud. And I think that was his first performance.
It was.
And he killed it.
Yeah, good job, Hirstag.
Thank you.
Pinwin, why'd you vote for Gorbel?
Because that performance was dope, and her friendship with Hexel was really endearing and sweet.
All right, Hirstag, why'd you vote for Gorbel?
I loved that scene that she had with Hexel. It was really cool. She was like telling the whole story. You could tell that she was like putting Mika's performance of it. She was putting emotion into it and stuff. That was really nice how it worked up to her kind of having a little bit of a meltdown. Yeah.
Tomar?
Same.
Cool.
I mean, they already
tell
said
me why I'm awesome.
They said the reasons. I don't know what you want from me, you fucking bitch.
Whoa. And Willem.
I'll take it.
I voted for Gorbel because I always like interact. I like Willem and Gorbel interacting, and whenever we team up to do like deception, like just deception,
Something
team.
always happened. Like,
Yeah, and it's always my favorite. And then on top of that, her and Pinwin did the performance. She's kind of spearheaded that, and we played off each other again in the performance. And then, all of her interactions with Hexel were really cool.
Very nice, very nice. Well, you know what that means, folks? That means Gorbel is tonight's MVPC. Take your 500 experience points and...
Stick him up a stick him up a stick him up a
stick it up,
Yeah.
That's how it ends.
One biscuit, man.
He never resolves that last one. Yeah.
I guess it's my choice.
You stick it up your He clearly says your
All right. Well, that's it for tonight's episode, folks. Once again, got the hecklers out here. But thanks for listening, folks. Make sure you check out our social media, our Twitter, our Instagram, our Facebook, and our YouTube. We have a Patreon. Please, please donate to that if you find your heart filled to the brim with our names.
Or your money bags.
Yeah.
Pony up.
Pony it up. But thanks to Chad Piper for the intro song, Adrian Von Ziegler for our beautiful background music. Thanks to all of you listeners. Thank you so very, very much for allowing us to fill your ear holes weekly. And that's it for me. I am your host and DM, Seth, and you're listening to the D20 Syndicate podcast, where we go on adventures so you don't have to.
Farewell.
Bye.
Who's stopping?
Lindsey.
Please stop.
Please stop.
Please stop.
She's on it.
Vitamin D did you good.
Nice
know.
adding M in there.
I'm really good.
I would like a bidet.
Would you?
Who wouldn't?
Yeah.
I would.
You can get them to just hook up to the tank of your toilet.
Aren't they
Yeah,
way
but they're expensive as shit.
No.
No, I must reaffirm.
Wait, what is it, like a Costco bidet?
Yeah. No, I'm not talking about like just someone that you like slap onto your porcelain.
Have you ever been to a Costco?
No.
They're
I have.
fantastic, so shut your fucking face. Ooh. And you have been to a Costco, so you should know better.
I wasn't impressed.
If you are a Sam's Club person, you need to leave the table.
Of course I'm a Sam's Club person because we only have Sam's Club around here.
We don't have a Costco.
We don't have a fucking Costco.
I
There's
know,
only a
it's
Costco
why I don't want to live here
when
anymore.
I lived in Minneapolis. They also don't have Hy-Vee. They have Cub Foods.
Oh, I love Cub Foods.
I love
Cub Foods
Foods.
is dope. I
Isn't
would much rather
Costco
have...
the equivalent of Walmart? Is that not the
No,
thing?
it's like Sam's
No,
Club.
it's like
but better.
Sam's Club, but like...
Better.
Yeah, I mean,
Way better.
supposedly.
I hate Sam's Club, but I like
Maybe
Costco.
I probably just wasn't able to appreciate Costco as much because I was younger when I lived in Minneapolis, and so it didn't
You have to have money if you're going to Costco.
it didn't
Billy.
have
How much
any
is
of
a
the
good bidet?
amenities.
Make with the details.
I don't know, but I've been thinking about buying one, so I'll keep you updated on my internet search.
You sounded
Okay.
so definitive in that they weren't expensive.
Less than
no, they're
$100.
not
Didn't even
that
know.
expensive.
Less than $100.
Yes, I think.
You fuck. Okay. Let's
I
go.
told you I will keep you updated on
Please
my
do,
research.
but until then, don't make bold claims like they're totally affordable.
This guy
Otherwise,
is
I
gonna
would
be the
have
one who gets
one.
really pissed off when I'm looking up bidet prices and getting some quotes.
I think Billy's doing it right now.
So again, it kind of depends on like if you're going like a full-on toilet model that has the bidet built in,
You
or if you're
don't
doing
want
like
that.
aftermarket.
Why don't you
which
want
I'm not.
Aftermarket.
I'm
Where are
not
you
a
going to
huge.
put that in your current bathroom?
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of the aftermarket. Just like slapping on
Why though?
like a gadget.
Those
because
are more likely to
that feels
break.
yeah, and it just feels cheap, and it feels way more like as seen on TV, and like something that your grandma would get and like not know how to use or install properly.
So don't give it to your grandma. Install it yourself, and don't let her do it.
No, I mean what I'm saying is they seem like very cheap products that are prone to breaking.
I don't think
and
they
not
are.
worth it because there's way too many of them, and
You
they
guys
all
have
look
me
like as seen on
really
TV
mad.
things. I'm sorry.
I'm gonna get one.
They just
I'm gonna
It's a
know
very
all of you.
heated debate.
There-
on
a very
bidets.
heated bidet.
Bidet debate.
Bidet debate.
A dub-a-day.
I'm a new bidet.
I'm sick of these goddamn bidet debates.
You're treating them like they're some like
days away.
extreme technological advancement.
This is
They're
the
pretty
maddest
simple.
I've
They
seen
just
Mika,
shoot
I think.
water up your asshole.
Fucking bidet.
I guess you don't really need a lot of advanced like technology to shoot water into your rectum.
I feel like something that sprays something could easily get faulty, though.
To the better.
Yeah, but imagine repairing your little one compared to repairing the whole bidet toilet. Whoa.
Yeah! You just screamed from the back.
Oh, that burns.
Just constant woohooing from the back every time you go.
Just hitting the fucking O-ring. Just got the pulse on the O spot.
We'll come back to
the
another
bidet
episode
podcast.
and then let you know where we stand on bidets. If you have a bidet, I'm jealous.
But let us know.
Recommendations wanted.
Yes, please. Yes, please.
What's your
Tell us about a bidet today.
What's your favorite form of water that shoots up into your sphincter?
Straws.
Super soft.
Garden hose.
But reusable straws.
Water balloon.
I just go for the river, guys.
Sea urchin.
Water slide?
Bend over on the end of
really
it.
hard. Just holding your ass.
You'll never be cleaner. You need the chlorine. You really do.
Big,
Call me old fashioned.
big brown streak going down the whole face.
It is the poor man's bidet.
It really is.
Just gotta bleach that O-ring.
We play D&D.
Sometimes.
Yes.
And talk about bidets.
Yeah.
Bidet and day.
Bidet and night.
That was epicenter of my giggle zone. Remember, this is fun.
God damn it.
We're gonna have fun. We're gonna have fun whether you guys want to or not.
Yeah.